Hello, everybody. Today we're going to go over the JEPI, which is JEPI. It's the JPMorgan Equity Premium Income. Let's roll the intro real fast.
Woo!
Now, I will say this about the JEPI. I will say this about covered call ETFs in general. They're good for income. They're not good for principal appreciation. In fact, the chances of you getting real principal appreciation over time is slim. The best way you can think about this is to really, and it's not a bond, because bonds don't really appreciate in principle at all, ever. So in a weird way, sometimes it's actually okay. I prefer covered call ETFs over bonds any day. In fact, if you were to give me an option between the total bond market, the total U.S. bond market, or just the total world bond market, for instance, and you gave me another option of JPMorgan equity premium income, I would actually choose. I'd choose JEPI. I'd choose JPMorgan equity premium income, because the reason I would choose this over anything else would be very, very simple. Over the bond market is what I should say. Is the fact that you get higher yields with these covered call ETFs than you would the total bond market. And you don't get any principal appreciation anyway. That's the thing that's really annoying about bonds, and this is the one thing I'll never understand about bonds, is that I do understand how bonds work, but I don't understand the appeal of bonds. I understand, like, it's nice to get the consistent returns and everything. I love that part of it. But it's like, with a covered call ETF, I can have better returns because there's actually call options being written. So in a weird way, when there are call options that are being written that are only written 30 days out, mind you, you're actually playing the role of the casino. So there's an example of a lot of the people who buy the options contracts are the gamblers, right? And the people who write those contracts are the casino. So my goal with getting the cover call ETFs is to be able to be the casino. You know what I mean? I can't. There's no real response. You know what I mean, though. I think you all know what I mean. Because when you're the casino, the house always wins. The house makes money. It's tough to bankrupt. It's tough to lose money running a casino, is what I'm trying to say. So when you're writing call options, you're in a weird, especially when they're not. Now, if you were writing long-term call options on an S&P 500 index fund like a year out for the expiration, that's madness and that's insanity. However, if you're writing them only 30 days out at the money call options from the time that they're written, that's not exactly a bad thing, because it's really tough to predict the roller coaster that is the ups and downs of the market. So in a weird way, you can take those premiums. So if the market does really shitty within a 30-day period, you could take really high fat premiums. If the market does really well, you don't really get much out of those premiums. But you might. Who knows? It just depends on if it executes properly. But one thing I like about diversified things like the S&P 500, one thing I love the most about it is that when you write a covered call on the entire S&P 500, your S&P 500 is not that volatile. Whether it's going up or whether it's going down, it's not super volatile. So having those covered call writing those call options for it 30 days out at the money is really nice, really convenient. And the premiums are pretty high for those contracts. So in a lot of ways, you're getting some great income. As far as it goes, it's not great for all seasons. You do have to consider a few factors. I gotta stop saying first off, but yeah, I like the consistent income is really the main gist, and the income is fair enough and wide enough, and just there's a lot of, they distribute so much money through the dividend with JEPI and the XYLD and the RYLD. I love them. I think they're fantastic. I love derivative income. Like, I just don't understand how anybody could hate it. Hold on. I had to get that back up. Anyway, Yeah, I just don't get how anybody could hate derivative income. It just doesn't make any sense to me how anybody could just look at it and say they don't want it. It's like, what? Yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm the derivative income king, I swear. Um, but yeah, I mean, people. I mean, I really hope I can encourage people to. Well, I don't want to encourage people completely because it's not for everybody. Any extra money I have, I like to put them down towards these because I'll give you an example. In the book Money Master the Game by Tony Robbins, one thing I disagree with Tony Robbins on, well, at least Ray Dalio. Ray Dalio is one of the people he interviewed. Ray Dalio says that you should have maybe, what was it, 60% or 70% of your portfolio in bonds, diversified within bonds. And I saw that and I didn't agree with it. And the reason I didn't agree with it is, one, bonds have shitty fucking returns. They just got bad returns. I'm sorry. This is not good. Just not good. And so my main focus is, well, if bonds have a shitty return, what else has less risk but has better returns? And I looked into it and I was like, well, covered call strategies are great. And then I found out that covered call ETFs existed and it blew my mind. And I thought, holy crap. The expense ratios are a little bit high though. Which is the only frustrating part about it, but it's passable. I will give the JEPI some credit though. For the ETF, because look at this. Their expense ratio is only what is their expense ratio? It's like 0.35%. I mean, comparatively, if you compare it to the what do you call it? The XYLD and all the other ones that have the YLD or whatever at the end of it, they have a 0.6% expense ratio, which means that for every $1,000 you place into the fund, if I'm right about this, hold on. 60, hold on. No. For every 10,000. Yes, for every 10,000. Hold on. Is it $6? I gotta think about this real quick, you guys. I'm struggling hard at the moment. It's just not my day to day. But yeah, I mean, it's not like it's a percentage. It's not like it's 1 whole percent. Because if it was 1%, then, well, if you were to do $1,000, I'd just be $1, not $10. Yeah. So no, it'd only be $6. Okay, so for every $1,000, would it be 6? Yes, it would. Okay. So for every $1,000, so then for every $10,000, it would be 60. Got it. Okay. Yes. So for every $10,000, it would be 60. Whereas for the JEPI, for every $10,000, it would be $35 would go to the expense ratio. We go to the expenses of the fund being ran for every $10,000 you put in there. Sorry that took me so long, man. I just had a brain fart. That was a bad brain fart. Thank you guys for putting up with me. Yeah, I'm just thinking of anything. I mean, here's the thing. I don't mind an expense ratio. I really don't. At the end of the day, does it cut into profits? It sure does. But not by a ton, I guess you could say. I'm still more focused on investing in just, I don't know. I like money coming at me. And that's just kind of how I've always been. And if I'm getting a fair amount of returns and I have to pay a little bit of an expense ratio, okay, I'll accept that. So it ends up not being the worst situation in the world. But it's good shit, though. Trying to think if I got anything else to add, but I do want to thank you guys sincerely for taking the time to watch this video. I know that these videos get a little cringy, a little bit weird, but one thing I do want to ask is that you at least subscribe. I could use it. I'm so close to 1,000 subscribers that I would really like your subscription. It's free, doesn't cost anything. That's the whole goal of this channel, is free financial education. And here's the thing, I do want to spread my message to a lot more people. Simple investing strategies that are buy and hold in great companies or great indexes, whatever you want, as long as it's, because I like to show you the options, but I want to make sure that if you're going to invest, I really want to encourage a buy and hold mentality. I really don't want to see you day trading. Day traders end up losing, at least in my experience from what I've been able to see. I do want to see you succeed. I really do. So that's why I'm so bent on getting people to buy and hold things that are at least diversified or something. But anyway, thank you guys for taking the time. I'm out. Have an incredible rest of the night and have fun.